Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal's space program where we are killing two birds with one stone. We need to set up a series of communication satellites in order to make our outpost on the moon actually be, quasi-viable, and we need to send a transmitter to it. But we also have contracts to put up a series of communication satellites, which is awfully convenient. So, we are going to do both of those in this episode. I'm not sure how much we're going to get done, but we do need to do 1, 2, 3 more satellites. Now, the one in orbit of Kerbal doesn't actually need anything other than what we've got right now. So we're just going to load in the Raven 2X, and I'm going to rotate... I did not mean to do that. I'm going to rotate the whole thing. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. This is going well. I want to grab the pod. There we go. Oh, apparently I'm going to hiccup too. So, we need to rotate the whole thing like this, so that I actually remember to take this thing northward. Because we're going into a polar orbit here. And as long as we launch reasonably efficiently, as opposed to last episode, I'm pretty sure we can make it with plenty of fuel to spare, especially since this is a much lower orbit that we're going to be targeting here. With, I think, a less extreme inclination. I mean, we're still going to get a very different inclination because we're currently... Actually, we're at a pretty decent launch point for it right now. We're going to be going this way, though, if we go northward. We actually need to go southward. Okay. Good to know. So south is, I believe, up, right? This way is north. Actually, south is this way then. Okay. Throttle up, double check staging. Looks like we're good to go. And we're going to need to go southward. So as soon as we hit a kilometer apoapsis, we will just start turning a little bit. Not very much. And we are heading theoretically southward. Although it's not wanting to. There we go. Now we're getting a little bit of horizontal speed. So that's good. Just trying to adjust our inclination a little bit. We're going through max Q right now, though, so now is maybe not the best time to be making these adjustments. Okay. Just going to hold here for a moment while we allow our side tanks to burn up. Fix our rotation a little bit. Off go the side tanks. Fantastic. Our apoapsis is currently plenty high, so we are just going to go ahead and head directly over. There we go. Not too concerned about our apoapsis. I'm probably going to keep burning here until we are 2 minutes away from apoapsis. Which, of course, we're 1 minute 47 right now, but that's going up again. It was just going down, now it's going up. We're going to get rid of our fairing now. 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 2 minutes. Okay, so we're going southward. That looks good. And in terms of our inclination, we are a little off because I didn't really time the launch. I could have timed the launch much better, but this is fine. This is a much more effective launch trajectory than we had last episode, so that's good. So we will just go ahead and very slowly rotate our way over to the maneuver node. There we go. Burn time of 34 seconds, so 17 seconds is when we want to burn this. So I'm just warping to about T-minus 20. There we go. Excellent. And we're going to get into orbit. Our inclination, as I said, is a little off, but it's not actually all that off. It's not hugely off, I guess is what I'm trying to say. We knew it would be a little off. You can always adjust that. Okay. Let's just need to gimbal it. There we go. Now we're chasing the node a little. That's plenty good enough. Okay, so we'll just need to adjust this orbit a little bit. This is going to be kind of awkward to do. The ascending and descending nodes are located here. I'm just going to eyeball it. Approximately here. I mean, probably need a little bit of retrograde in that. I think more than anything, we're just not on the ascending and descending node. Let's see here. Yeah, more like that. That timing is much better. Yeah, that'll do inclination-wise. Okay, so this is going to burn out pretty much our whole central core, but that's fine. Just going to go ahead and physics warp as we rotate there. Okay. Close enough, and we can now warp to next maneuver. As I accidentally cancel the auto warp instead of closing the map. Perfect. Is our electricity holding out? Just fine. Fantastic. So we need to burn at T minus, what is this? 17 seconds? Let's see, 37 seconds, 15 plus 3.5. 18 and a half seconds is when we want to do this. Okay, so at about 20 seconds is when we want to stop this warp. And we want to burn about now. Excellent. Hello, ice cap. Always nice to see an ice cap. We work so much equatorial so much of the time, it's kind of rare to see an ice cap. Unless we're doing something polar. Of course, polar orbits take quite a bit more DV, but that's fine. And off we go. I believe we overshot a little bit, but is that close enough? Let's correct a little bit. Okay. 2 degrees, 1 degree. Still at 1 degree. Okay. Just checking. It should go down to 0 degrees soon. Or back up to 2. One or the other. Okay, 0 degrees. That's good enough. Okay, so now we need to match the apoapsis and periapsis. So to that end, around right here, we can do a prograde burn. Actually, not there at all. Around right here, we can do a prograde burn. Get our apoapsis about... Oh, I did not want to have any radial in that. Put that back at 0, thank you very much. Okay, we can just adjust this a little bit, change when we're going to do the burn slightly. Yeah. That's definitely close enough for contract work. Okay, we can now go ahead and warp to that maneuver, although that is going to be a prograde burn. So we're just going to set it to go to prograde as soon as we get there. This is going to be an 18-second burn, so at T minus 9 seconds. Just going to go ahead and come slightly off of prograde here, just because the node is going to move a little bit during this warp. And now is when we want to burn. Oh, that's overshooting. Okay. Let's go to retrograde. I want to get this a little closer. Okay, that's close enough. Actually, is it though? I want to push it out a little further than this. Yeah, not much. Perfection. That'll do. At the apoapsis, then we want to burn prograde and flip our apoapsis and our periapsis. This is not quite the correct timing. Yep, that'll do. Okay, so let's go ahead and warp to that maneuver. We'll have no trouble getting into the orientation in time. It's going to be a 10-second burn, so at T minus 5 seconds, let's get into orientation, warp forward a little bit. Where is Kerbin right now? I have no idea. There's Moon. Hi, Kerbin. I missed the burn. I was looking for Kerbin. That's okay. We can still make this. It'll be close enough for the contract. It won't be exactly accurate, but it'll do. Okay. Is that good enough? Yeah, that's close enough for the contract. So all we need to do is hold stability now for 10 seconds. Excellent. Okay. And now we leave this guy here. Back to the Space Center. Which apparently I can't do from there. Guess I have to do it from this menu. Okay. So, that is now complete. Do we have another contract? A new surface outpost on the moon. I'm not actually interested in constructing one of these right now. So I think I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm just interested in that little science outpost that we've put up with the breaking ground parts. But we do now need to put one of these satellites in orbit over Minmus and one in orbit over the moon. Now both of those we can do equatorial launches, which will save us a lot of DV. So these designs will be just fine. That said, for the one over the moon, we need a materials bay and mystery goo on here. So that may require a redesign of the fairing. Let's see here. We want to be... yeah, we want a Science Junior and a Mystery Goo. It's not ideal that we have this on here, that's for sure. Yep, the fairing definitely needs a redesign. So we'll just delete the fairing and we'll build in something along the lines of this. There we go. So that drops us about 208 meters per second in total. But since we're doing an equatorial launch, this should be fine. And I'm going to save this as the Raven 0S. There we go. And then for the Minmus one, all we'll have to do is swap out the mystery goo for a thermometer. And actually, we've already got a thermometer on this thing, so we'll just have to... we have a thermometer, right? We don't have a thermometer on this thing. So all we'll have to do for the Minmus one is remove the mystery goo. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the Raven 0X. And we want to make sure that this thing has a thermometer on it, just in case of contracts. I mean, it's not so bad when we have our two in orbit over Kerbin. It's not a big deal to get science data from space around Kerbin. Like, we're gonna get that. So, science data from space around the moon and Minmus and anywhere else, we want to make sure we want to have a thermometer on that. So we'll save that, and then we'll reopen the Raven Zero S. There we go. And we'll go ahead and launch this. Now this one, are we still in our polar orientation? Let's see here. Yeah, we're in our polar orientation. So I'm actually going to revert that back to the vehicle assembly. We no longer are interested in a polar launch. So we'll do something like that, but I'm also going to do that. Okay, there we go. In theory, that should be the correct directionality. I think. Nope, this is inverted. Okay. I'm gonna actually quick save here, because I've had issues on this version of the game with the game crashing after a second revert like this. Okay, it didn't this time. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Save and launch. We're not interested in a polar launch. So I just wanted to have these on the correct side, and now we're going the correct direction. Excellent. SAS is on, throttled up, staging is, I believe, correct. Yep, staging is correct. So off we go. Fantastic. And hopefully we'll be able to get a second satellite done this episode. And then the third one next episode, which would be, I believe, our first visit to Minmus since the save got corrupted. Well, not really corrupted. Since Microsoft deleted the save. Okay, let's get a little bit of horizontal speed so that we're not bombing the KSC with these. That would be a problem. Just trying to make sure that we're not going through too wacky of an inclination here. Okay, we'll hold here while we're passing through Max Q. We are through Max Q. And it doesn't really want to go any further over than this right now. So we may end up having to... Oh, hello. It's allowing us to pitch over now. Fantastic. Off go those. Just going to fix our roll a little bit. Our apoapsis is plenty high right now. We really do need horizontal speed. And our time to apoapsis is actually plenty high too. So maybe we should just cut our throttle right now and put in the maneuver node. We'll just SAS at prograde. Not that we can actually hold it there. Okay, something like that would do. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll get rid of our fairing at this juncture. No need to have that. Okay, we're now officially in space, so let's head over to the maneuver node. Now that we actually can. I'm going to physics warp our turn over there. Just make that go a wee bit quicker. Okay, no more physics warp. And we need to be burning this quite soon. Like, basically now, actually. And there we go. This should get us plenty of horizontal speed. Of course, our electric charge is doing fine. There's an alternator on the swivel, but once we're getting rid of the center core, then we're going to be reliant on the solar panels, which is fine. We do actually have those. What's our current inclination at? 1.4 degrees? I'd like to pull that downward a little bit. 5 or half a degree right now. And that's probably about the best that we're going to get right now. Periapsis is coming up. Okay, we're in space. Good enough. Okay, Moon is currently right over here, so we are going to want to burn sometime around here. No, probably more like here. That's too much of a burn, of course. How's this looking? Okay. We can probably go ahead and bring it in. Oh, that's really, really the wrong time to burn. Something around here. And right about here would be fine. That'll do. Our inclination is going to be off, but we can fix that around the moon easily enough. Okay, node in T-minus 13 minutes. Let's go ahead and warp to that maneuver. It's going to be a prograde burn. This is going to burn off most of our center core here. And T-minus 12 seconds is when we want to burn. I'm going to physics warp as we turn over towards the prograde node. Okay, 13, 12. And off we go. Just going on to stability assist here. We're slightly off the node when we started, but that is to be expected. Nominal orbit. I like it. Okay, so once we get here, we will go ahead and do this number. We're going this way, so we're actually going to have to invert our directionality. So to that end, we want to just do this absolutely bare minimum in terms of getting into orbit around the moon. Just as little as we possibly can. This is going to be a retrograde burn, and we will go ahead and warp to that maneuver. You can stop making noises. Thank you very much. And don't stop our time warp either. Hello, Moon. We should be able to turn much faster now that our center core is almost burned out. Not nearly as fast as we'll be able to once our center core is totally gone, of course. But this is only going to be a 5-second burn. So we're going to want to burn this at T-minus 2.5 seconds. Just physics warping as we get over to the node. Okay. So 2.5 seconds. Now. Good enough. At the apoapsis, we're going to need to invert our directionality because we are currently traveling this direction and we need to be going this direction. So that's just a simple retrograde burn, like so, and we'll just push our periapsis out to right there. 246 meters per second. That is really not bad. And then after that, we'll change our inclination. We'll probably encapsulate the orbit first, actually. So we'll just go ahead and warp to next maneuver. Excellent. And it's starting to get to the point where I'm interested in putting a cut into this because the duration is starting to get a bit up there, but I'm going to finish this satellite this episode. So we'll just finish... Oh, I just canceled the time warp like an idiot. We'll just finish this time warp. There we go. Flip on over to retrograde. Burn time of 9 seconds, so we want to burn at T-minus 4.5 seconds. Okay. So in just a couple of seconds here, right now. There we go. I hit the wrong button. I hit S instead of X to cut the throttle. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and fix this quick. There. That'll do. Okay, so I think we should probably do something like get that in right there. And add a maneuver here to change our inclination to be a bit more like this. Okay, now I'm actually going to not really worry about the meters per second in this maneuver. We're going to warp to the next maneuver, but I'm not really going to worry about the meters per second in it. Instead, we're going to worry about this number and getting that as close to 0 as possible. Okay, so going on stability assist here. There we go. Okay, we're going to want to burn this in a few more seconds, so I'm going to warp forward a little bit. At about T-minus 10, we'll just start gently burning. Okay, 4 degrees. Actually, we don't care about this maneuver node now. 2 degrees. 1 degrees. There we go. 0 degrees. Okay, so now at the periapsis here, we're just going to retrograde it down to about here. And maybe twist the orbit this way a little bit. Perfect. Actually, a little less. That is perfection right there. I like it. Okay, so that's the maneuver we're going to be doing. So let's get over there ASAP. Warp to next maneuver. This is just a 2-second burn. So I'm going to actually burn it at T-minus 4 seconds at a lower throttle. Actually, maybe like T-minus 6 seconds at a lower throttle. So we will burn this right about now. Oh, we don't have probe control. Why don't we have probe control? We have an LOS to Kerbal. We don't have electric charge. Okay, I guess we'll just have to wait. This isn't gonna happen. We'll have to wait until our orbit puts us into a place where we have electric charge coming in. We have solar panels, but they're currently blocked because of our angle. I mean, okay, they are no longer blocked. So, there we go. Now, we will hibernate. There we go. Until we get to this maneuver in just a few seconds. And we'll try this again. Okay. Come out of hibernation. And we're now going to warp forward until T-minus 6 seconds. Okay. And I'm just going to burn this very gently. I mean, that's close enough, but I want to burn it a little further. Perfection. We initiated the first flyby of the sun? That's news to me. Okay, I'll take it. We've successfully deployed our satellite in orbit of the moon. Fantastic. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we need to put one up over Minmus, and then we can launch another mission to our science outpost. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.